So I'm officially 1 year into running Constant Hire. We're an e-commerce recruiting agency. We work with consumer brands ranging from the $400 million per year direct-to-consumer brand all the way to the one-person marketing agency. And I'm making this video today because despite the fact that we've built and sold consumer brands in the past, this is the first agency that I've ever run. So I made a lot of mistakes over the last 365 days. I took a bunch of notes over here on my left-hand side, and I'm a big believer in just documenting the process, sharing learnings that I'm doing. That way, maybe if it's helpful to you, if you want to start a recruiting agency, or if you're starting off an agency of any type, this could maybe be helpful and kind of like share the knowledge along the way. So in this video, I'm going to share the three biggest mistakes that I made in year one of running my recruiting agency and what I'd do differently if I had to start over again today. Mistake number one was pricing. I completely screwed this up and probably trickled down into making a million other mistakes as a result afterwards. And I think the reason I got this wrong early on was because when I was telling a bunch of my friends, who a lot of them are small business owners, that I was starting a recruiting agency, they all kind of came back to me with like, oh, well, what would you charge? I need help recruiting. Like there's never a never ending demand of people who want good talent. And I would say, oh, how does $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 sound? And I was like, nope, not going to use you. Nope, not worth it. And so I was like, all right, well, what would you pay? And I got a lot of, oh, you send me somebody for $2,000, $5,000, whatever. And I was taking a lot of this advice from small businesses, and it didn't dawn on me until maybe 6 months into this business that small businesses don't use recruiters. Like they just don't. They're cheap. The cash flow is tight. And like it's usually only when companies are hitting scale or at a really big size that they're like, listen, we know how important talent is and we need to outsource it just to find the best talent possible. So I think number one is like if your client is small businesses and you're like, that's fine, we're going to do email marketing services for mom and pop businesses, take that advice, but also recognize if mom and pop businesses are even good customers in the first place. And so the other thing too is I was talking to a lot of agency owners, and if you're selling things like lead generation services or if you're running Facebook ads for people, it makes a ton of sense to charge a monthly subscription retainer price. Like you're doing work every single month, you want to be compensated for it. So everyone was telling me like, listen, build up your MRR, your monthly recurring revenue. That's what's going to build you into a big business. So literally when we first launched our pricing model, and I almost feel weird saying this because like we charge nothing close to this today, was $2,500 per month. Subscription style. I thought that was a good idea. Two reasons that was a problem, and I'll get into the second one more into my second mistake. But the first reason that it was a huge problem was because like, people don't want to pay for you to do the act of recruiting. They want to pay you to find the right person who sticks around for a while. That's it. And so as soon as I started bringing in great employees too, the other problem with this pricing model, and we'll get into this a little bit in the next mistake, is like they just weren't incentivized. Like I couldn't pay the commissions that they were used to at other recruiting agencies. And so like I just wasn't able to keep that market comp up. So now we're pretty simple. And like, listen, if you watch this video a year from now and you're like, oh no, I took a sales call with you and you're charging more, we probably will charge more because we're getting better every single day. But right now we charge a 20% contingent only pricing model. So that means, you pay me nothing today. I find you the person that I say that I'm going to find you. You pay me 20% of the first year salary. And if you're a small business, you're probably thinking that's criminal. And if you're a big business, you're saying that's industry standard, or that's, cheaper than what I've heard some of these other recruiters who charge 30, even 35, 40% in more niche expert fields charging. And the reason we charge this is because it's really hard to find good talent. And this is a no risk guarantee to our clients, whereby if we can find them somebody, they pay us that fee and we have a guarantee period. And if we can't find it to them, they walk away, no harm, no foul. They didn't hire from us, they didn't pay us anything, and we're all fine as well. So to summarize that, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Charge what other people are charging and find differentiators in your business, whether that's your go-to-market, the quality of people you're hiring, the offers that you're doing. But don't try to like entirely change pricing in a business model that's relatively proven. Number two, compensation structures. So this I kind of alluded to a little bit early on, but I was charging so little in the early days. And my logic was, let's build expertise. Let's get a ton of case studies. And then even if it's at that lower price point, great, we'll have these case studies and I'll be able to sell to the big dogs later on. But the problem with that was because I charged so little, I couldn't pay recruiters a percentage of the fee because the fee was basically nothing. Like I would do, again, like sometimes we did $2,500 a month. Sometimes I just did placements for like a flat $8,000. And a lot of recruiters get 10, 15, 20% of the overall firm's commission. And so if it was $8,000 and I was saying, here's 10%, that's $800. So instead, I was just doing a flat $1,500. So I was like, listen, I want you to be equally as incentivized to do the $5,000 placements as the $2,500 a month placements, as the $15,000 a month placements. And that was just so stupid because honestly, like I should have had them all focus on the $15,000 a month placements. But because I was comping them that way, that wasn't working out. And the other thing is like, so one, they're not going after the higher paying placements, basically. And then number two, with a flat base, I was personally getting stressed because I do all the sales and marketing over here. I still do that all today and probably going to do that for the foreseeable future. I was getting stressed that like Colin on our team was not getting enough at bats, or any of the other recruiters on our team were not going to hit the commission numbers that they would want because I didn't give them enough clients. And so instead I would sell, and they'd have 10 plus clients on their plate. And I'm like, great, now they're going to get the commission that they need. But like recruiting for 10 different roles across 10 different industries with 10 different clients is a ton of work. So I think overall, I was charging wrong. I was compensating wrong. Now what we do is we pay above market on the base salary. So I want to get the best people. I don't want to say you're going to be taken care of no matter what. And then they get a percentage of whatever it is that we bill. So now everyone's incentivized to work on the highest paying roles with the fastest moving clients, and they get a bigger fee as that way too. So it's kind of like alleviated some pressure off of me and makes sure that we can retain talent longer because everyone's getting paid more. And then the last, third, and final one, and this is like something that I should have done from day one, was I was just tracking all of the wrong metrics. And there's that famous quote of like, think of like what gets measured gets managed, right? I was just measuring the wrong stuff. So early days in my mind, I was like, all right, activity is what matters. Let's get activity volume up as high as possible. I want so many outbound messages on LinkedIn. I want X number of calls per week. And like, that's what I'm tracking. I'm tracking volume. And recruiting just is like, it's a volume game for sure. Like you need to do reps, but it's also like, it's quality. Like there's a reason people hire us. Like if quantity was all that mattered, I had a job posted that I got 7,000 applicants. I don't know how many were good. Not many. The whole point of recruiting is to talk to the best people, to convince the best people to leave their job. And so by having recruiters take 30 plus calls a week, I was basically saying, I don't care if you talk to the best people. I want you to talk to people, period. And that just totally set us up for failure. Like it basically meant that we got a lot of at bats, but not a lot of quality. And so I talked to a couple of my friends who all run recruiting agencies, and I said, what do you track? And they all have kind of a different approach slightly to this, but the overarching theme is that they track four things. One, when you kick off a client, how quickly do you get them a batch of candidates? Like, is it within 2 days? Is it within 7 days? Is it within 2 weeks? Like, track that because that matters. Like, people want good talent. They want it fast. Number two, let's say that I sent you 10 candidates within your first week of working with us. How many do you want to talk to? If you turn to me and say, Connor, all of these people are amazing. Like you hit the nail on the head. Put them all on my calendar, 100% pass through rate. We did a really good job. Like we found the right people for you. If you say, I don't want to talk to any of them, clearly we are not finding the right people. And then the last and final ones are total number of billables and placements, right? So like, are you getting the things over the finish line? Are you billing clients? Like, we put quotas up for every recruiter. So basically like these couple of metrics that we've changed have just made me more calm, made the recruiters focus on the things that actually matter, make clients a lot happier, and makes us a lot more money. Period. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at today. Like, I think if I could go back and do it over again, I would charge more pricing on day one, make it all contingent based. I would make sure that we're compensating recruiters properly, and I would make sure that we're tracking the right things. Like those just matter so much more. And at the end of the day, like, you don't want to pay recruiters to recruit. You want to pay us to find you the right person. So if you're starting an agency today, don't repeat my mistakes. Learn from them. I hope that this helps. And if you found this helpful, just subscribe below. We talk a lot about like hiring the right people and e-commerce, and I'll probably post more stuff about what I'm learning from an agency standpoint to try to keep it relatively lightweight. So let me know if you like this and found it valuable, and I'll see you on the next one.